Lord Jesus. What up, what up, what up? My #1 employee that worked for the free. I just closed my cells. Yeah, I closed my cells at break even. I took cells here, and then I closed cells here for break even. Well, mine is 4 pips. I didn't set my break even in time, and it pulled back 4 pips, so I just closed. I kind of just manually executed this trade once we broke the low here, and then once we wicked back to my break even point, I was like right here. No, my entry slipped, so I was like right here, or like right here. My entry got slipped when I market executed. But the good thing about this trade, when I entered, it ran 27 pips, and I've been noticing the majority of my trades run 30 to 40 pips. So now I'm gonna start trying to target a little bit further. I had a wick entry on the 30. The wick entry on the 30 put me in drawdown. I was already in before that. I was in on the flip, or on the flip here, or something like that. I don't even remember now. It's gonna be thundering a lot. You guys might be hearing a lot of thunder, and my power might go out. Florida's power is horrible when it's raining. So we created a top wick here during this candle, and then this candle came up, tried to grab orders at the daily top wick, and then started continuing down, right? So we might not need a top wick for the daily before that continuation down. What do we see here on the smaller time frame? The smaller time frame is starting to close back into this range. We have room till down here, so taking sells, you know, anywhere from this range. We have, what's that, 16 pips only? I guess that's not a lot. But I'll tell you what, having an entry up here will prime you for a good runner to the downside. Whoa. I cut myself and I had no idea. I'm over here wondering why my arm is sore. Must have been at the gym. We just rejected off this level here. 1 minute for this 15 closure. This same setup happened right here. Or did it? No. Yeah, it happened bullish here before rejecting. Let's get a top. Wait, can we get a top wick to like here? That would be so clean. Holy shit. I'm gonna have a re-break of the low sell stop here. It's gotta come down and break these lows. Can I turn the music volume down? Yes, my boy, I got you. On YouTube or Zoom? It's already on the lowest that it can go on YouTube. That entered me immediately. Damn, I can't hear nothing now. What have you guys caught today? This is where I took a loss earlier today. I shorted right here. You made that money, bro. You made that money, dude. Are you in a sell? Yes, sir. It activated me on this candle here. I got stopped out break even here, and then on the rebreak of the daily low here, I took another sell. Let's see what we get now for the hourly closure. How's everybody doing? You guys are lucky I didn't win that account again. Just know if I would have won again, that would have been insane. What's it called? There was some decent price action today. But unfortunately, I got stopped out and I hit my daily loss limit of what I can lose maximum, and I cut myself off for the day. It only needed to keep driving another 88 pips. So I would have had to have taken a 120 pip stop loss. If you won, I would have changed my name to EddieLifts. Dude, I would have had to have held for 120 pips. Hold one entry for 120 and not attempt any pineapples. What the hell? My camera's glitching. I'm not gonna mess with it. See what this next closure gives us in 7 minutes. How'd that go? What happened? I see some people in the Discord are a little upset. Like, it'd be like that, bro. Let me show you a screenshot of all my losses.
How's it going, Eddie?
How you doing, brother?
Good, good. Yeah, so we were at 11 a.m. We took the hourly, waited for a top wick sell, and everything closed below, and everything pointed us to a retracement. And the hourly just come pumping and pumping and pumping, no bottom wick, and it kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and then it gave us a chance to get out at some point after 3 pineapples.
Oh, here? Right here? These two no bottom wick areas?
No, we got out actually with a loss. At 2940.35 on spot, and after that it just flew from there. And so we got lucky. We closed at the lowest point possible, but with a loss. I lost 63 or something pips.
I think somebody said they lost 400 pips. I wonder how they calculated that.
because a lot of people didn't close. And
Oh.
I was telling them, you got to close even though you're at a loss. Don't. And they were like, oh, I'm still in there, still in there. I'm like, bro, everything is pointing to it going up. We were all chatting in Discord. So, but I closed where he closed because I thought I saw something, but I closed when he did because I didn't understand.
That's the same thing that
Mm-hmm.
Chad, you can see how Wix managed risk and how I managed risk on my loss earlier when I took a sell here. The second that we had this initial formation here and we started pulling back, I was like, all right, cool, that's where I'm going to set my stop loss. Unfortunately, the next candle came all the way back down, but I would have had to hold too much drawdown for that. And then the same thing that happened here. It gave you an opportunity to get out. Even if it was at a small loss, you know that if you do flip and break the highs, it's gone. If it comes down and re-breaks the low, you have a chance to get out in profit. But what's the higher probability? You would rather take 10 pips loss or 20 pip loss to make 20 pips? Because if you think about it, you know, you just made 20 pips your last trade. And if you're only closing out for a 20 pip loss at a pineapple here or 40 pip loss or whatever it is, you'll make it back in a couple of trades versus holding and then losing all of this and then having to scalp back 30 trades to make it back. It just makes sense.
Yeah. Nobody understood why he closed. He was at minus 11. He explained it after. He had made 10 in the first one, so he made minus 1 pip for the entire time. I was up 200, and then I lost part of that, and then so I ended up being profit at 175 pips in the end. But yeah, it was a little tough, but then I understood why he closed, and it was worth it. 50 hours just closed. And people were annoyed and pissed off. And
It's like that. It happens. I saw it myself too, where I was annoyed and pissed off at myself, and I'm like, but you saw the signal, and then I started looking back to see how I copied the signal, and I'm like, damn, he sent the signal, and I entered late, and I still entered thinking, nah, it'll run, and then he went into drawdown, and he took a pineapple, and I didn't take the first entry, and then I would say, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna double stack right now, and stack like crazy. It's the first pineapple, so I'll probably make a bunch more money, and then you start to play around like that, and you start to fuck yourself up. Like when he closed, no matter where it was at, you should have closed instead of holding. Unless you have that 5-minute rule. Does that 5-minute rule apply for losses too, or only for wins?
it applies for any position that you take, whether it's a loss or a win. And the only time that it doesn't count in the same way is if people need to BE their position within that 5-minute rule. I believe that's how it happened. But I understand it. I double stacked the last position, and that's what allowed me to get out with less loss than most of the people. But spot was different than futures, so he was able to come out close to BE, whereas everybody else was in a massive loss. Some people were down 4K or something. I said, yeah, it doesn't matter how much you lose, it's the amount of pips. It's what you're able to risk. You can't take the loss. Don't trade what you're trading. Either lower your loss or raise your balance or both.
Yeah, like if you know a potential 300 pip loss is coming, you don't want that 300 pip loss to be your whole account.
Correct. I mean, people got angry at me when I said, listen, I lost 60 something, I'm still up to 175. They're like, yeah, but you made money yourself, and if you only take Wix's position, I said, listen, I'm not trying to compete here. I'm just explaining the position that I was in. I was okay with the loss. I understood why he took the L at the end, and so I was comfortable with that loss despite it. But I still would have closed, even though I wasn't in profit for the day, because he doesn't close at a loss very often. It's extremely rare, and he'll only do that if he sees something. I said, you know what? I didn't see it. I'm gonna close, because everything told me it was supposed to come back down, and it never did. So I got lucky when I double stacked at 42.75. Excuse me, 42.75. That's what allowed me to get out with a smaller loss. I just pineapple right now, by the way, 50.06.
I'm gonna wait for the hourly and see what this hourly does. Because if we do dump after retesting all-time highs 3 times, we made new highs today. Retesting Asian, I think we should get a decent dump, at least 20 pips. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm gonna close the first position once I'm at BE, and then let the pineapple run. I think I'll do if it dumps on the hour. All right, 1 minute left.
Yeah, so people don't understand, like, you're better off being a risk manager on top of a risk manager, right? You're better off looking at his position and seeing how you can improve and come out on top. If you see that, if you do your own analysis, if you know that almost every trade takes a pineapple, don't enter the first one, enter the second one. Or don't enter the second one, enter the third one. And then by the time that everyone closes, you're going to be in much more profit. And you just say, okay, cool. If you're really in it to only make money and you don't care about learning the strategy, then you have to kind of gamble it and do a little bit of fucking gambling. If that's really what your strategy is, if you don't care about learning the strategy behind the trade, that's what I had a guy message me saying if I sold signals, and he's like, yeah, I'm just trying to learn, but I'm also trying to make some good money while I learn. And I'm like, learn and earn, bro? I mean, that's tough, bro. It's not very feasible, bro. Like, if you're focused on making money, then you're not focused on learning. I don't like this 5-minute scoop. Took the money printer, got stopped out B. Those Neanderthals need to read. I'm a Neanderthal. So easy, a caveman can do it. Oh, that instantly rejected our entry twice. It does not want to break that low. First 5-minute candle closed. We started forming support here. And we're starting to come down to respect this. I don't like this. Not pretty. I'll tell you one thing. If this thing starts to come up to re-break these highs, this shit is gonna pull some more fuckery. Yeah. Yes, sir. See if we can start pulling back here. I'm gonna take a pineapple here. If the daily starts to flip, then I will manually close. Last time Asian did this and started flying up like that, it completely broke the highs and kept breaking highs, and there was like no news and nothing. So I'm not gonna get stuck in a situation like that. If it does re-break the highs again, I'm risking another 17 pips. Yeah, let's see how far it can pull back here. How far can this 15 SMA rejection or 30 give us? Probably not much. Pulled back 13 pips. It's wildly suspect. What's up, Jonathan? If we don't get the rejection here, I am going to close out the trade for minus 50 pips. I have to update Nightbot too. Yeah, this has just looked so clean for a continuation up. After this was the only chance it had to come down, to retest this area here. It's the only chance it had. Once we broke this, that the daily is starting to flip, that we're now retesting the opening, where we have a very, very, very high chance of this continuing up. It's just extremely, extremely high. Whatever these Asians ate for lunch, it gave them an itching to buy gold, buddy. Are you in a buy on gold? No, I'm in a sell and drawdown. Minus 18 pips right here. You can. This is what I was looking at on the higher time frame. It straight to rock. Are you guys hearing the music? I don't see sells anymore, my brother. The sells were over here. It ain't sells anymore. Now you just gotta let the trade play out. My entry was right here. What happened there? So on the higher time frame, gold rejected the previous daily high. It came up, instantly rejected the high again. We started breaking back below. We started closing below the most recent support. We wicked up to the high, came down, closed below again. So I was assuming with the impulse of this 15-minute candle that it would come down enough to give us that push past the daily low, right? But it didn't do that. So that was where my idea was on that we would continue pushing past the daily low and at least retest the next level of support. So that's what I was looking at. One thing is for sure though, if this re-breaks the low and starts to come down, we could see a decent pop past our break-even point. Let me be prepared. Yeah, once we re-break those highs again, if it does re-break those highs again, it's gone. It's not coming back up here. So the money printer, if it flips, what did it look like here? It looks much cleaner movement here to continue south. Let's see what kind of movement we can get here. Come on, can we get a quick pop down? What else do you trade, Jonathan? What's the deal here? Have you guys taken anything during the Asian session? Damn dog, you answered faster than a mug. Faster than a mug. That 5-minute money printer was decent, but it failed pretty fast. They say it moves more slow during Asian. Yes and no. Look at the movement that we just got now, going against us immediately. As soon as I entered the trade, instant 38 pips within like 15 minutes, 30 minutes maybe max. In New York session, yeah, you can get that much faster. Futures is just a game over. You're so suspect. Let's see you re-break that low. Yes. Pop. That's the pop that I should get. This shit should just straight. Yeah, I'm gonna close here at 16 pips. I'm not fucking around with it. Let's see what starts to happen here. We have 5 minutes for 30-minute closure. Let's see what the deal is. Looking here to see if I should have held that. Yep. He's currently only trading on Zoom for the Clubhouse members, Signal members, and Inner Circles until YouTube resolves everything. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. There's 8 pips on 2 entries. That would have been 16 pips. Oh well. Let's see how this 30-minute closes and see what the deal is. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq and see what the Nasdaq is doing. The Nasdaq is just dumping. Dumping. Hmm. Wow, the minute we closed, 2 minutes later it dumps. Full TP would have been hit on both entries for like 40 pips. Not bad. I think those are good pineapples. I think that was good risk management. Maybe too aggressive risk management after being that much in drawdown, but there's no reason for this. Well, this is just probability, but there's no reason for this to happen. This should have happened the other way as soon as I entered. That is what has to happen 99% of the time. What do you see here when I took this short earlier in the market? The minute I entered, it drove 40 pips, 33 pips the second that I entered, and I closed for 12 pips on this trade. So that's exactly what needs to happen here in order for me to really have full confirmation that the trade is going to really run. Maybe possibly now, since we rejected this area for a third time, 1, 2, 3, rejected it for a fourth time, but full TP would have been hit. Good risk management. Got your ass, mosquito. Two minutes, 2 minutes. Fuck, my bad. This is tough. Very tough. I would prefer the buys, honestly. I mean, continue with the trend. But who's to say? Looks good on the 5, but we are closing back in range on the higher time frame. The 30-minute came up for a top wick first. They came down and broke the low. But we did form support here on the 30-minute. The time frames are painting a little bit of a different story. We closed above. This one came back and closed respecting. Are we turning this into support for a continuation up to retest the daily highs? Well, we already did that right here, right? Is this going to be the higher low? See, Jonathan, with risk management, even though the idea lost probability, it still ended up playing out with proper risk management. So my key level here for my stop loss was the daily flip. I know that at the daily flip right here, at the daily open, as soon as price opened up, we came up, created a top wick, and then dumped, right? So I know that there's a lot of volume here. So two things can happen at the daily flip. Either it'll flip bullish, making the 4-hour a new high, continuing for the drive up over here. I believe it was the 4-hour here. Yeah. This is almost the break of the 4-hour high, the daily high. That would cause price to either continue bullish to fill the next 20 pips. So I would have had to have a 60 pip stop loss. But if price does make its way up there, you have a massive bottom wick for the daily. It's breaking all of these highs. It already grabbed liquidity. You could continue to all-time highs. So with that kind of probability in play, I did not want to hold past this level. I wanted to see what price did once it got past here. If it just went like this and then rejected down, I would keep holding. But if it started flying up, I would have to manually exit, which is what it did right here, right? As soon as price got to this level, I knew my stop loss was right above this area. So I waited for a little consolidation. Once we got that pullback, the hard pullback, I took an entry and then I waited. Once price gave me this second push down as a confirmation right here, I said, cool, I moved my stop loss down like 20-30 pips. And I moved my stop loss down. Ideally, I should have moved my stop loss down to here and held and continued to hold the trade because we did end up hitting full TP. I just managed it at -8 pips for break even. Not really break even. 10 pips, I would consider that a loss. And now we're re-breaking the daily low. Ay, ay, ay. That was the idea the whole time. Alright, we gotta clear these levels here. I don't want to be part of these levels. Those levels are what I was targeting earlier. And in order for me to take an entry here, I would have needed a pullback. So let's see. Damn, the whole idea played out too. So clean. How many pips from the original entry? 45 pip drawdown on that original entry. Huh. That analysis though. So let's see what happens here. Let's see if we're gonna continue to break this, we can start targeting these next levels. But we do have strong areas of support here. So So like even if you were to take a sell to fill the rest of the range, you'd only have 7 pips to fill the range. Let's see. $28 viewers. Drop a like, my bros. Drop a like. Whoever held that trade, you made bank. Whoever copied me, you took a small 8 pip loss. You want me to analyze USD JPY? After I roll this little J right here to celebrate. Celebrate what, bro? You took a loss. Celebrate your mama DMing me. I got jokes. I tell you what, I was much better than the loss I took earlier today. Yeah, right now Wix is only trading in the clubhouse for Zoom members and stuff. But if you want access, all you have to do is send Jay and me 1 Bitcoin and I'll give you unlimited access. Just 1. It's all we ask for. Look at that push off that level. You little bitch. And this is the kind of emotional stuff that gold will do, right? Because then you start contemplating your decision. Man, should I have kept holding? And Jay, you saw it the other day. Not the other day, but like a couple streams ago where I took a loss and we tapped my break-even point. And I continued to hold the trade because I saw higher probability in the setup. So when I see the higher probability in the setup, I continue to hold, and it ended up being a loss. When I don't see the higher probability in the setup, then I unfortunately have to manage risk. Since we were hovering only 10, 15, 20 pips in drawdown, and we were closing on the higher time frame below, that's why I didn't take a pineapple just then, and then we came back to break even, right? Where the original pineapple that you took would have worked out for me. But if this was a proper area where it would have rejected, it would have continued down to re-break the lows like it did right here, right? You see how we wicked this area and continue pushing down? The same thing would have happened here. Let's say I would have taken an entry here. Drawdown. That second re-break of the low should have been the push down, right? So because this wasn't the push down, I immediately knew, okay, cool, we're probably going to see more drawdown. So I could have taken a pineapple here and closed here, but the real push that I'm looking for is this one right here. That's the push that I was looking for. I wasn't looking for this little pullback. So with that in mind, I waited a little further for a pineapple and caught the pineapple up here, which ended up being better for me. I got out at break even, but I mean, from our original entry, it drove 22 pips, and that was full TP with no drawdown. It just smacked TP in 2 pips in 2 candles. So that's the kind of shit that I'm looking for. I started like weighing out probabilities. I started looking for buy setups. All right, what do the buy setups look like? What needs to happen for that buy setup? What needs to, and then I started trying to identify counter trades to my trade to see how I could manage risk better. I closed early because the way that this 15-minute and 30-minute candle formed support here, this next candle closed bullish, there was really no telling that this drive down was going to be the push down to here. We formed support here on the higher time frame. and especially on the 15-minute time frame, we formed major support, right? We closed all the way back up into this range, and we almost closed above it. So there was really no telling that these two candles would have driven down all the way. So the highest probability was that it would have tapped my break-even point, which was like right here, which it did tap my break-even point, and I got out. Any tips on how to become profitable? I don't know. If you know some, send them my way, brother. This is the area that I was targeting for sells, so possibly we could get some buys here. Let's see what this little bitch does. We got a 15-minute closure coming up. We have no bottom wick on this 15. If we get a bottom wick on the next 15 and a flip bullish, that's the money printer. Let's fucking get it. Or the 5-minute. Let's see what we can get here, brother. Come on, come on, come on. Pull back for me. Pull back for daddy. So, the number one thing that I can tell you that will expedite your process is read books on psychology. Strategy is easy, I believe, in my opinion. Psychology is what makes or breaks everything. If I would have had a more fuck it mentality, I could have held this entire trade 2 entries, would have taken a third pineapple here. That would have been 3 pineapples, hold all 3 entries. That would have been one entry at 69 pips profit, another entry at 39 pips profit, and another entry at 20 pips profit, all in one trade if I felt more like being a gambler. So that's where emotions comes in, and your data will cause you to hold these trades longer because you have more historical data. But ideally, bro, if you can learn psychology at the same time as price action, you're gonna do big things. A lot of people forget and only worry about price action and forget that psychology is what helps you develop your price action. I'm gonna buy stop here if this root breaks the high. On futures it respected, but on here we closed below. That's tough. Futures we respected that low, but here we closed below that low. I'm gonna wait for a little more confirmation on this low. It's different on here. On here we closed below, on here we respected. $15. Yeah, that was a clean ass rejection trade. That was to the T. On futures, it tapped perfectly. Nice, Nate. Damn, I read that message and I really. Look at that flip instantly. Alright, now I can set a buy stop again. Oop. Price future's not moving, but Forex is driving. You guys are already up 10 pips. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna go break even here because this shit didn't fucking move. And that's annoying me. That's 15 pips and I'm up 8, which is half the size. That's wild. I gotta calculate that. How is the price so similar but it only drives 8 pips on my end? Oh, we're gonna extend our TP here. If this is the bottom, we should get that pop straight up. I'm not worried about 10 pips. I didn't even see 10, I saw 8. It drove 12 pips and it didn't even show me. The money printer on the 5. That's why I went break even. Could just be making that lower high, but we out of there. Break even, broski. Another buy. I'm gonna have to wait for this hourly. I need that hourly bottom wick. That's 60 on 2 positions, closing half. Fucking nice. Oh, you bitch, you little bitch. You whipped me out just to drive, huh? Alright, let's see. I don't know about this drive. I'm gonna let it settle down. Why do you prefer buy stops instead of placing manual? Ha ha ha! I will tell you why. I will tell you why, my broski. So, it just saves me drawdown. You see how you got this volume push out? I could have market executed at this volume push, but then I would have been in drawdown 10 pips. If price is to continue, it's going to re-break this high and give you that full move. So what's the difference between saving yourself 10 pips to have a higher probability setup? So what happened here? Look at the push that we caught. We caught the push from here to here. We caught the full volume push. When you look at where we entered and where we closed in the volume push. So that's why I put buy stops there, because I know that if price is going to drive up like I want it to, it's going to activate my buy stop and continue driving, giving me the points that I want. So you could take a small trendline breakout entry here or a bottom wick entry here, but we had no range here on the 5 for me to take a bottom wick entry. There's no top wicks here on these 5 minutes. So I'd rather take the breakout. This is the top wick that the 5 minute created, and now that it's flipping bullish again, it's refilling this entry. So that could have been another entry here, another attempt at buys here. Five minutes till the hourly closes. This hourly is starting to close back below. So my data tells me that most of my trades should run about 30 pips, right? So this trade should come up here and hit the target at 30 pips, or at least close to it. And that's what I'm looking at more and more and more. Looking at more of my winners and analyzing the length of time that they're running and doing the math. Is it worth holding till my stop loss, like I did today, taking the pineapple close, knowing that the probability of my setup is going to be very high? Like today, what happened? It completely blasted through every single entry. This one perfect, this one perfect. I just manually closed that break even, but I'm tracking more and more and more and more of my trades, so I should be able to capitalize on larger moves and hold for longer. And instead of like scalping a couple of candles, I should be able to hold for like 10, 20, 30 minutes to catch this push and like the extra, like from my entry here. It's driven right now so far 15 pips. 23 pips is where the target was over here. So that is the kind of data that you need to start analyzing when you're trading. And then you look at your losses and you say, okay, today I took a loss and I managed risk. And you manage risk and you look back and you're like, ah, shit, there was literally nothing that I can do. But I'll give you an example of why I do buy stops and sell stops. Look, the loss that I took today, I market executed that. I market executed that trade. So check this out. Right here. So when price came down, that this 15-minute candle was breaking the lows here, that it broke all of this structure here, I took a market execution trade here instead of letting it form that low, pull back, and then take my sell stop. And then look at what happened at that level as soon as that 15-minute dump down. The 15-minute dump down right here, I saw this 1-minute candle breaking these lows here and breaking all the previous lows. And I said, okay, cool, it's breaking these lows. I should have taken a sell stop here, because if price does re-break that low, it's going to continue down to my target. But I market executed as soon as it pulled back a little bit. I market executed and I never saw profit again. It just complete drawdown all the way to the highs, all the way to the highs. So that is why I prefer sell stops after it creates that low, because knowing that if price does break that low, it's going to continue and give you a much better trade. And it's going to give you a higher probability trade. Maybe you're risking or losing out on like 10 pips, sometimes like 15 pips. But for me, there's a higher probability of that happening. If this thing taps target, just know starting tomorrow we're gonna start implementing my back testing into the future, my boy. So we're about to have this hourly closure. Drizza, you're a savage, bro. I found your Instagram page, bro. You're a dope ass person, bro. Very nice to meet you, my dude. My name is Eddie. But if we tap and reject, bro, that is insane. That's more data. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Drizz, I hope you're in profit, my dude. Bro, insane quality, bro. Insane. So we just had the 4-hour closure. Let's see what happened. We just had the 4-hour closure. This 4 hours coming up without a bottom wick first. So where is this going to create a top wick at, right? So we could be getting some top wicks anywhere, maybe here. We can be getting 4-hour top wicks here. We could be getting... I have seen it before where it just drives up off the 4-hour closing with never coming back for a bottom wick. That has happened before, like it did right here, right? We had a massive closure with no bottom wick and price just never came back. So we have to be very careful. This thing could just continue flying up to create highs. Oh, gosh, what up, dude? That check mark, my brother. Nice. Fraud money. 82,000 subscribers. You're a savage. North Korea. 82,000 subscribers. Crazy. I'll get there, brother. You see how it took us out break even and then drove and never came back to my break even point? What a bitch, right? Holy shit.
44 bucks for an ounce, half an ounce.
Dale.
Go ahead, that's what for hours.
Nice.
It was pretty much 11 bucks.
Holy shit.
An eighth.
What's it called? What's your TP all-time high? Well, he's closing partials on the way up, so eventually one of those runners is just going to be a pure runner. You're never going to touch it until, you know, you want to. When you're,
Yeah, I just closed.
Say it again?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I just closed at 2950.83 myself, and it just wicked up 2 pips and then just came back down. So I'm glad I just closed it as well.
Yeah, I'm looking to see here what happens on this 4 hour. If this 4 hour starts flipping for a bottom wick, that'd be nice. This 4 hour
4 hour
flipping.
on futures, you mean?
Yeah, on
Or on
future.
spot. Okay.
This is just so clean coming up here. If it does flip on the 4 hour and come down, I'm a little iffy. Let's see. See what the 1 minute looks like here. We just hit this level. I'm gonna attempt a sell stop here. Nope, it got me in there. Ilya Taporia walks around at 185. What a savage. Moving up to 155 to challenge somebody.
They said they might go against the bar.
Who's he gonna challenge for the title? What up, dude? Right now, what's up for me is 2 pips of drawdown. Yeah, I fixed it. Yo, if you guys use dude wipes, listen to the package and only use 1 per dump. Because if you use more than 1 per dump, my brother, it'll clog your toilet. How are you, my bro? Dustin versus Ilya would be interesting. It would, but Dustin's already on his way out. I think it would be. Maybe that's what they give Ilya. Dustin versus Ilya as his tune-up into lightweight. You heard that, Alfredo? What would that? What do you think of that? That'd be crazy.
I love him to death, but that's
No, Dustin's on his way out, but he's still a top 10 fighter or a top 5
100%.
fighter.
That's a second round knockout. Elite Superior rocks him. I don't think he's better than Volkanovski. I think that if Islam wasn't there, Volkanovski would be the 155 champion.
You think an extra 15 pounds, and then when you're in,
Extra 10, 145.
and then when you're on, you're actually fighting, it's like an extra really 20, 30 pounds. You don't think he's going to be a little slower? And Dustin has been, I don't know, knock him out, bro.
Yeah. That's what they said about Max Holloway.
Yeah, but Max Holloway is a twig.
No. He fought at 155 too. What do you mean?
If you like pina coladas,
That's not
getting lost in the rain, making love at 3 at night. Let's get a drop right now. Gucci. You gotta go to Grow Healthy though and get their discounts.
What do you mean? This was 4.
Urban Dog. I took a pineapple at 29.50. 50. 50. I'm about to go buy a pineapple. Getting lost in the rain. I don't even know if this music is still playing. This year's price action has been crazy. It took me a while to get used to it. You like pina coladas, getting lost in the rain, making love at 3 at night. I wish I can play uncopywritten music. I'd be playing some bangers. I'd be playing some bangers. My taste in music is joyous, entertaining, brings value. 44 bips, you're a fucking G. And if we don't, it is what it is. You have to tranquilízate y cógelo con take it easy, like the Cubans say. Well, we have a 5-minute closure coming up in 1 minute. It needs to close bearish, respecting these resistances, right? That would be ideal. If it doesn't and it starts to flip bullish, that is not good. Price will likely start to come up and retest these highs. So I was looking for that 4-hour bottom wick, expecting a 4-hour to create a bottom wick steeper than 3 pips. A 4-hour bottom wick should be at least 40-50 pips. So we should be able to catch this 20 pips down. The law of probabilities. We'll see how this works out. So this 5-minute just closed. We're coming up for a top wick first. The 5-minute closed bullish. Yeah. Wow, we created a tiny little bottom wick. How many pips to the highs here? 60 pips to the highs. With this kind of volume that we're getting, it's tough to say if it's just going to blast through the highs or give us a chance to get out for a pineapple. Give me a chance to get out for a pineapple. New 5-minute no bottom wick again, yeah. No, I got in a short here as the 4-hour flipped bearish for a 4-hour bottom wick, but we just respected this area pretty strongly. These 5-minute no bottom wicks might not be super important with the momentum that we're getting. It might not be super important. So we could get a money printer set up here. The money printer will likely fill this range down, maybe 8 pips. The money printer, if it fills me down, I get a break even. Is that a strong enough one to push us down? That's tough to say. 15-minute no bottom wick. We're starting to scoop here on the 5-minute no bottom wick. And 15. What up, Chris?
You're gay.
We respect the gays here, please. Yes, I am in a sell right now, minus 13 pips. Look who it is. Damn, my head's in the way. Tiny little arms, bro. Tiny little arms, bro. Your arms gotta be the size of your fucking head. Bro. Come on, dog. You're making price go negative, bro. Come on, get off the screen.
Was he trying to smell his armpit at the same time as trying to flex? Is that what happened?
Come on, bro. Your arms are making price go against me.
Okay. Why don't you take a pineapple here, by the way? There's a level there. I had it marked. It's very close to it, but I'm wondering why you didn't take it there. Because the 5 open, no bottom wick.
I didn't take it there because the idea was on that rebreak of that 4-hour low, we should have gotten at least a 20 pip push. I don't think a 4-hour candle low should have been this little, especially after the top wick rejected, especially after closing like this. You know, I wasn't expecting a massive top wick. We broke the previous 30 and then we came down. I was expecting it more of a push. I wasn't looking for a pineapple that early because I was expecting that shit to just push, but it didn't. So a pineapple there would have been decent, but now that it's starting to, I was thinking that the 4-hour bottom wick would be more than trash.
And now still, I mean, the previous 5 closed blue candle. The one before that was bearish. I do see the momentum pushing up, but 5 has no bottom wick currently. So are you waiting on the 30 to take a position?
I'm waiting to see what happens here. It depends. If we just start to flip the daily, that's likely going to come up and hit the highs here.
Yeah, it just pushed up again. Hopefully it comes back down, but it might keep pushing. Congrats, Austin. I didn't get the signal, buddy.
It could have been a decent pineapple area, but my stops are on the daily high, which is another 20 pips. That would have been a total of like 80 pip stops. If we would have broken these highs and then flipped bearish, that would have been much cleaner for another pineapple. Let's watch this 4-hour again. Yeah, that would have been a really good pineapple. Damn, it was off my level by...
Yeah, even the 5 flip now, so...
I was off my level by 2 pips.
Wait, you did pineapple?
No.
Oh, so you're at break even right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, legit. Don't flip now, 5. Push down, come on. Refill it.
And once we re-break that low, I'm break even.
Yeah, it should refill it to 48, 49, 28, 9, 49 on spot. Or it rejects here, but...
That's the 4-hour flip again. That shit should just push without a pullback.
I'm crossing my fingers for you, bro.
It's all good. Don't worry. Look at the volume on that. Look at the volume. That's the thing, that if it doesn't break the low and it flips bullish, that thing's just gonna fucking fly up. Damn, it wicked me out by a hair. Yeah, we closed respecting here. Pineapple would have been very good. Forex didn't go down much. Yeah, that's why I'm skeptical of this futures dump. Yeah, that was a good closure. Look at how Forex, how we just flipped bullish like 30 pips. 20 pips in 1 second. Yeah, what a closure. Did I take profit? No, I was up 9 pips all that I saw, but I got out break even. Yeah, I saw 8 pips total. Yeah, I'd rather take these little 10 pip trades at break even, bro. I'm seeing my trades run much more. I'm gonna try to start taking larger runners, at least like 20 pips. You know what I mean? Like something like that. That will really bring my buffer up much higher for when I take losses, or if I have a bad day or I tilt or anything like that, and I lose like 300 pips in a day. If I'm consistently taking 20 pips per position, that'll bring my buffer up a lot, giving me a lot of room. I'm working on a couple more evaluations, and then once I get 2 more, I'll be able to have 5, and then load up my live account and copy trade them all to my live account. 1 contract on my live, and then 2 contracts on each of the fundeds. In total, it'll be 10, 11 contracts. So should be fucking fire. Where's all this volume coming from? I don't know, but this volume is making me want to take a piss. I'll be back.
Spoke at 8:49.
Oh, Donald Trump spoke at 8:49. Listen, Papacito Trump, dile algo más bonito. Why would you have to say some gay shit like that would cause gold to stop me out break even?
We love gays.
If you're gay and you're watching, we love you. The term gay does not mean homosexual. Like what Price just did right now, that was gay. You liking wieners, that's homosexual. Alright, so don't be insulted and don't cancel me, please. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please. I'm new here. I'm the new kid, please. The same reason I didn't hold here is the same reason I didn't hold here is the same reason I didn't hold here. Break even trade, it rejected. Break even trade, this one ran actually, but it came back up. This one rejected. The reason I go break even and I try to wait and be as patient as I can and really wait for confirmation. So I wanted to wait for a 1 minute confirmation here, right? I wanted to wait for 1 minute to confirm that it was rejecting this area, similar to what it did here. When the 1 minute confirmed that it was rejecting this area, we broke the highs and then we rejected. We didn't do that here, so I couldn't really confirm that the sell here only off the level. I could have taken a sell, knowing that my stop loss was a little bit higher. That would have been an extra 13 pips there, and for me here would have been an extra 22 pips. So in total, my stop loss would have been 82 pip stop loss. So I didn't want to stop loss that high. I didn't want to risk that much, because if it did come back up and re-break this high, so I knew that if we rejected this level, we would get a dump to at least my level, at least my entry. It would likely continue this trend line pushing up. So I just started looking at possibilities, because you get this massive push up. Eventually, when you hit a level, it's going to reject. So there was probably like 5 things telling me to take a pineapple here, and then like 6 telling me no. So it was just one of those where it's your own intuition that plays a big part. Look at this whole range that we've been in all night, and we've just been getting stopped out break even all night. Pineapples. Chill, bro. Stop sneezing. We don't allow sick people in this house.
Sick.
That's probably the candle. Shit makes me sneeze too. Hey, 21 likes. You guys are savage. So, one thing that we do know is that if we start re-breaking these lows, we can get a range fill to the downside. We've already retested these highs how many fucking times? When are we going to short squeeze? Everybody's longing. When are we going to short squeeze? That's what I'm really looking for. That's what I'm trying to identify. Everybody's trying to long Asian. Everybody's trying to long Asian. And I'm being patient. Being super, 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 super patient. This is the market that some people thrive, right? Some people will see the 1 minute chart here and just take buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. 50 pip stop. If it hits the top of the range, you make bank. If it hits your stop loss, you look for the next one. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Some people do very well in those markets. Not I. Today's Gucci. So far I'm probably down like 12 pips for this session in commissions off of those 3 trades. 369, and then if I got slipped anything. I caught 12 pips earlier, then -8, so that would be up 4, and then I took 2 break evens after that. So maybe I'm up like 1 pip or down like 3 pips instead of down like 9 pips. So that's good. Long squeeze, whatever the... Bro, I look at candles, my home. I don't know these names. Like when I was at my uncle's house yesterday and we were talking and he was asking me about sell limits and how to set your set stop, your buy stops and your sell stops. So I'm like, listen, bro, I don't know none of these names. All you got to do is right click and price will never let you set a sell stop above price. And it'll never let you set a buy stop below price. So that's all you need to know. Just look at here. If you want your stop loss to be, if you're in a sell and you want your stop loss to be here, well, you know you have to put the opposite position. You don't have to remember if it's a sell stop or a sell limit. It's only going to let you put the sell limit. It's never going to let you put the sell stop up there. So you're never going to get it wrong because it's never going to let you. So there's no point in knowing all these terms if they don't matter to me. I told him to go to Baby Pips and do the course there, though.
I'm a Sparkaroonie of Brumsky and my father.
But, my first in-person student, my uncle, he taught me air conditioning and I'm teaching him trading. Short squeeze is people shorting getting clapped. I thought it was people longing getting clapped and their short entries getting activated, their stop losses, and that causing price to go even lower. So the more you know. Drop the link, dog. Let me read up on that. Short squeeze, yes, that's what happened to GameStop. I understand. So what is it when all the longs get fucking clapped? What's that called? ChatGPT dash options. What's that called? You call that a long clap. And what's the opposite? Motherfuckers getting liquidated. They're getting juiced.
They're coming.
Their accounts are getting juiced. And then they're saying the markets manipulated me. No, bro, you just took a loss. That's it, dog. That's all that happened. The markets didn't manipulate you. You just took a loss. I don't think anybody's hunting your demo stop loss, brother. Gym time. Nice. Caught 10 on these buys. Beautiful. I want to get out of this range, man. I really want to break out of this range. And see. Because if we get volume, listen, if we get volume and we break out of the range, two things can happen. We're either going to get a breakout out of the range to re-break the high and continue, or it's going to be a fake out and the volume is going to bring us back into range and you can short the high of the day and get some pull down. So I see this, right? But all these levels here are fucking with me. This whole area here, how we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times and still haven't broken out. Taking another attempt could be valid, right? We're maintaining ourselves. So let me delete all my stuff and restart. We're closing above these levels here, right? The 5-minute is closing above, but we have a minor level of resistance here that we've already filled with the previous candle. And that's 16 pips before a rejection. 16 pips before... Yeah, the entry would have been the retest of the trend line down here. But I mean, look at this 4-hour. What does this 4-hour look like to you? Does this not look like the money printer? No top wick, no bottom wick. Price is coming up for a top wick first. We grabbed orders at the previous resistance. What does that look like to you? There's a previous 4-hour resistance right here. So if we start going down to the lower time frames, look at where we're rejecting. We're rejecting heavy there. That's why I want to break out and I really want to wait. Options has full authority to draw on the screen. What does this look like to you? This looks like a motherfucking circus to catch 0 pips. With experience, you can attempt these trades and manage your way out of the trade if it doesn't go your way. Without the experience, you're better off sticking to trading with the trend, waiting for specific setups and only taking very specific setups until you really start to get the hang of things. The easiest setups, the higher time frame closures outside of the range, it comes back to retest the previous range, it turns previous resistance into support, and then price starts to drive. You look for your entries, you take it with the daily bias. The daily's bullish, the weekly's bullish, you have a higher probability of that setup working out. And that's how you really want to start out. And then you can start taking those ideas and dropping down to the 1-minute and the 5-minute. I do hate sells at all-time highs, but I mean, with all these rejection here, sells just seems too clean. And it did, it worked out. We just entered a little bit too, we just got faked out basically. And because of our stop loss based off of structure and not levels, based off how the market moved, I was able to have a decent stop loss.
What's up?
So I didn't risk anything more than like 40 pips on any of these trades. So I went to the gym today and all I could say was me cago en tu madre. Me cago en tu madre. which means in Spanish, I do poop on your mom, which makes no sense in English, but in Spanish it makes perfect fucking sense. It's one of the worst insults in the world. You say that to somebody and they take it personal. They're like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" Nothing was available. Motherfuckers took the bench and started squatting on the bench. I'd asked the guy, he had just done 225 on the squat. Looked like he was dying. Dropped it down to 135, and I'm like, cool, his drop down set. He probably has like one more. And I went up to him, I'm like, how many more sets do you have? He's like, 5. No fucking way you're gonna do 5 more sets of that 135, bro. I had to just go do pull-ups and a bunch of machines, bro. That pissed me off, dude. I just had to leave. I said, I'm gonna go cancel my membership. I'm gonna go cancel my membership. And I said that 30 times before I said, you know what? I'm gonna come back tomorrow and see if it's the same. I'm giving it another day before I cancel my membership and start a new gym. I've been there for 15 years, bro. Same one. No, I'm probably gonna just go to a private gym. A small private gym.
The best one for you would be Rock Fitness.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just go to Rock. No, I'm gonna go to Rock Fitness. Check this out. Oop. Not CK. What the fuck? This gym is fire. It has all the Lifetime Fitness machine. Or the Life Fitness. It's got turfs. It's got old people rooms. No, it's banging. This is what it looks like on the outside. Nah, it's pretty fire. Pasa eso. It's like $50 a month there for one person.
34.
34? Oh, that's not bad. I pay $60 a month here, so I can just get 2 memberships, one for me and one for my girl, and pay the same thing that I'm paying now. Because I can bring, the thing with LA is that I can bring 3 people. So that's the benefit. I can go to any LA that I want. So anytime that I'm like in Miami or anywhere down there working, I can literally go to the LA Fitness, have a workout, or I can go use the bathrooms in the LA Fitness if I need to. Sometimes at work I get dirty and I need to like take like a shower or like wash myself, and I can go to the LA Fitness. This one, the influencers left to go to the other one that's like fancy, so it's quiet again. Rock Fitness, from what I hear. And it's never super packed. I guess the owner probably owns like all the land and stuff, so he doesn't need a shit ton of memberships. No, see, the only time that I record is my top set. But people that set up the tripod and record the entire time, that annoys me. Depends where you live. There's a Lamborghini dealership less than a quarter mile from the Rock Fitness, and a Maserati and a Range Rover. So I'm pretty sure some rich people go there. Some rich people that actually work out. I'm not trying to talk to these pansies, these pansy office guys, right? I'm trying to talk to jacked motherfuckers that are rich. That's who I want to talk to.
Okay.
So I have this client who has a horse farm, and he was talking to me because he saw that I worked out. I saw that he worked out. We started talking about working out, and he has a horse farm, and he started off with a tiny little horse farm, 1 horse, grew that to like a barn stable with like 5 horses, grew that to another stable with like 10 horses and then flipped that property and moved the profit over to a bigger stable. And then didn't have plans of flipping that one. That was going to be his forever home. So he put like 50, almost all of the money in it, and his mortgage was like nothing on like a multi-million dollar home. He's like 55 years old, so his third property, I believe, he held it for like 10 years. When he got this final one, it was right before COVID. COVID shot it up over like 4 times in value. Insane. So it went from being worth like 2 million to like 8 million. He refied like 6 million, redid the whole fucking property. It's now worth like 11 or 12 or some shit valued, and he bought a few sports cars, and the new income from the new stables that he created on the property pays for what he refied. Insane move because of COVID, and now he's just traveling the world. He bought a house cash for his son. Give him the torch. He bought a house cash for his son, and we also maintain his house. And he has a couple of sports cars, and he just literally leveled up by taking his time and investing. Most motherfuckers don't tell you that. But I believe because he works out, he saw that I work out, we had like a connection there, and he was like, oh, you work for a business, your uncle owns a business, I run a business, we have something in common. We work out, more things in common. Like the throat of the man?
No, because he says yesterday, Creep told me he loved my long hair, so today I cut it.
Oh. Yeah, we're working in the HVAC field. I have a lot of clients. One of my top clients, he runs a asset management company where they manage $21 billion. And I was looking at his average returns, and it's not crazy, bro. He's managing billions of dollars, and his average returns are like 3 to 5% a year. I've showed you guys videos of his garage, all those sports cars. His maintenance is actually due this month, so I'm gonna be out there talking to him. We asked him to teach us about trading, and he said no. Fitting, no top wick. We're rejecting this. Look at these higher time frames. What the hell is this? That's so ugly. If you're an hourly time frame trader and you're just looking at the hourly, everything looks so disgusting. I don't think I'm looking for buys, to be honest. I don't know. That's disgusting. I don't know why Zoom looks so much better than the OBS camera. I was thinking of buying the Sony Z V1 or something like that for streamers. I can get it on the Facebook Marketplace for a couple $100. We can start getting some closures below here, wicks to the upside here. I would be inclined to take some sales for this hour, for this 4 hour to finally fucking flip and give us some movement. What are we doing here? Will it respect? Yes, that's exactly, bro. Your trend line options aligns right with my support that I have drawn here, bro. It's so perfect. Our levels align a lot of the times. Will it respect? That's what I'm looking at. That's why I wanted to break below this, disrespect that level, give us this same setup to the downside here. That's what I want to see, right? We just close back above. I want to see it push below, come up, and then come back down. Yo, Bougie, are you here? I got a question. And I think you got the answers. So I fasted today from 6 in the morning. Well, since last night I didn't eat. Since last night at 10 till 3 p.m. So what's that? 12 hours plus 5, that's 15-hour fast. I ate pasta to break my fast. Instant stomach ache.
That's too heavy for your stomach.
But it was homemade pasta. I made everything at home. Major cramps.
Like when I do the 3-day fast, like I'm doing straight 3 days. Water, coffee, that's it.
$15 from 10 p.m. the night before until 3 p.m. 2:44 p.m. No, actually it was past 3 p.m. because no, I was eating at 2:45. So like 14 hours and a half. I had some coffee in the morning, some espresso. Starting to feel better and getting hungry.
Crazy.
Not sure why your stomach got upset. Yeah, no, I fasted the other day too. And I started with steak, eggs, and then bread. And then nothing happened, but I don't know.
Well, that's not as heavy as pasta.
Huh?
Pasta's heavy on your stomach, and when you fast and you go, it takes.
Hold on. Alright, so we just broke. We have a few minutes to the hourly closure here. This is the entry that we were looking for. It just looks like we were early on all the moves tonight. We were just early on all the moves, but we've been correct every single time. We were just early on the moves. When we're in a range like this, I've got to be a little more patient on price action. Yeah, we should get a massive 4-hour bottom wick now, if I'm being quite honest. This hourly closure probably isn't going to matter. Let's see, pullback, and then a re-break of the low. And then we have another level here we can target, which would be 12 pips away before break even. If it does break that, you're coming down to retest the daily low to double bottom before coming back up. That's something that I'm looking for. We already have all these top wicks. This hourly might not even give us a top wick for all we know. It might not even need it. Look at all this liquidity here. 5 minutes, just closed. Don't drive down now. Give us a pullback and then a re-break of the low. That would be much cleaner. That's the only, I need to see this happen here. If I see that happen there, then I can take the trade. If I don't see it, I don't take it. It's coming down, yes sir. This is the 4-hour re-break of the low. This is what I was talking about earlier, right? So the reason I didn't take another pineapple at this area here is because that push should have happened here. Once the 4-hour officially rebroke that low again, that's when the push should have happened. So instead of it just trickling down here and eating shit, or sorry, here, it should have flipped. Here it should have flipped. This wick down pushed down a little further on my end than it did over here. I wasn't paying attention here. Maybe since it didn't fully wick it down below this level like it did on my end, I could have closed at like 8 pips or 9 pips profit there. But I managed risk accordingly. Yeah, all my break evens have had a good move after tonight. It just depends on how long you want to stay in drawdown, right? It's not there. Because on the sell that I took here, this was from 7:43, so about an hour of drawdown before it finally played out. I would rather get out break even and look for more entries within that hour and scalp more entries than swing traded. But it is something that I'm looking into. Like what I was saying earlier, a lot of my entries have been running to my full TP past where I have been closing. So I've been testing it and testing it and testing it and testing it, and it's been hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting. Look at the sell that we took here. The sell, the original take profit was I think right here. And we fucking smacked it. 20 pips before a rejection. So we already filled the range that I wanted to catch the trade in. A re-break of the low here would push us right to the daily low, and we don't if this is going to be, so let's say price is going to come up and re-break the daily highs. What is it going to do here at the daily lows? You might get a double bottom here, or it might not quite necessarily break the low. It might reach just below the low and then continue up. How can you catch an entry to there? You would need it to come back up here and then reflip bearish, and then by the time you're in this range, you would be break even, because look, this is the area where price decided to drive up off of, and we've already filled it. So for all we know, price can literally use this as the lower low. 4-hour bottom wick has already been created, and price is now going to continue bullish. So that's something you really want to be careful about. Be careful with, because if price were to continue bearish or continue bullish and flip, we're either going to get a double bottom here, or it's not going to quite reach there, creating that lower high or a higher low for a continuation. Yeah, but look, I'm going to show you what happens the way that I manage the trades, right? I manage the same every single time. So now I'm going to be holding a little bit longer. But this was my first trade of the night. The second that I entered, instant profit all the way to when I closed. That's what needs to happen. You see how when I entered here, price consolidated, I got stopped out break even. I entered here again, and then price instantly started rejecting. That's not the entry that I want. I don't want to be in this drawdown and hold knowing that I'm eventually going to get down here. So I want this move only. This is all I'm trying to catch. I'm trying to catch that candle. I'm trying to catch this candle. I couldn't take these buys because I was in drawdown. I want to catch this move here. So I was like, all right, cool. We have to form that structure below this point here, break even by the time that we tap this level here. Price never came back to my entry, and we tapped my TP. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the volume push down. I'm not looking for, see how when I took sells right here, same level as here, and see how price pushed down on that rebreak of that low, no pullback whatsoever for 20 pips. That's the move that I'm looking for, right? I needed this. This was forming too close to here. This needed to be a little lower. 1 hour just closed, bottom wick first. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here. Hourly started to close below. All this is coming below. It's coming down to create a bottom wick. We're stuck in a range. I'm gonna stay on the charts for like another hour and see what the beat is. But yeah, it closed in range. Yep. GG's. Have a wonderful night, everybody. We caught several break evens. The trades eventually did start a run. 23 likes, man. You guys are savage. I appreciate it, bro. Whoever held tonight, every single one of these trades, you guys are savage. So it just depends if you're a range trader. I'm a breakout trader, so because it didn't break out, I had to manage risk and get out and look for the next breakout. But breakout traders are getting clapped in these markets, and this is why you have to manage risk so aggressively, so that way you don't get clapped and you end up break even and not in a loss. No problem, brother. I appreciate you, Santos, Options, Jonathan, Jay, Drizza. You're a savage. Your videos are savage. Nate, Bougie, all of you guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys for showing up. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night.